This program brought to you by Birdseye. The good things are always simply good.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Why is Mr. Whiskers missing? Who is the sinister stranger?
When your cover is blown, you disappear.
Big skeletons in the closet. And the truth all Australia's dying to hear.
I know why my mom killed herself.
Desperate Housewives. Tonight, 8:30 on 7.
Everything's a mess, you don't know what to do. Call James.
Do you really want another year working for somebody else? Why not say goodbye to your old job and become your own boss?
We were getting nowhere and needed a change, but James Home Services has given us security and a better way of life. Now we're earning nearly $2,000 a week.
Call about a James Home Services franchise now on 1800-1-JAMES and start the new year on the right foot.
James Home Services.
Here's a great offer from Cresta. Buy any Cresta curtain and choose any one of these blinds for just $50. To get Cresta's low price, visit a Cresta showroom or they'll come to you. Call 133 096.
Hi, I'm Ella Elias and I'm here to find out, are you protected?
I think they're expensive, aren't they?
I don't really know if I need one.
I never really thought of one before. Is your home protected? Right now, modern security can protect your home with a Chubb monitored alarm system fully installed for $99 plus monitoring with every monitored intruder plan.
One of my friends was robbed last week. I didn't know a modern alarm was so affordable.
I think I'm going to give Modern a call right now. Don't leave your home and valuables unprotected for a minute longer. Phone Modern Security today on 13 11 78 for your fully installed alarm from only $99 plus monitoring. So don't miss out. That's Modern Security, 13 11 78.
I've been the head chipper here at McCain for 23 years. We are the experts when it comes to fries. Hot, tasty. Now we've cracked the one thing all other chippers try to master. Crunch. Super tasty, super crunchy super fries, now ready to eat from the comfort of your own home.
You're a top chipper, Reg.
That's Frank. He's a fryer. McCain, you've done it again.
Tonight, the great outdoors at 7:30. This week's only chance to catch Desperate Housewives. Then all new Crossing Jordan at 9:30 on 7.
This morning, police in the firing line as the Sydney street erupts in violence for the third night in a row. A man dies after a pub brawl in Beachside, Adelaide. And stars on parade as short film lovers flock to Chopfest.
This is 7 Morning News with Chris Barth.
Good morning. 4 people have been arrested and 3 police officers injured after another night of violence in Sydney's southwest. An angry mob threw everything it could find at officers, including Molotov cocktails. And while several people will appear in court today, there's no guarantee there'll be peace tonight.
The Battle of Rosewood Drive erupts again as youths vent their anger at police. Fueling their hatred of the law, the deaths of 2 teenage mates in a high-speed chase on Friday night. Local residents were ordered indoors, but cheered as the mob attacked with anything they could find. One young man taunted police for up to an hour until the front line charged down the street. With the teenager on the ground, police pounced. Shortly after, 2 others were arrested. One suffered a head wound and was treated before being taken away. Police then surrounded the neighbourhood, dividing the rioters into small groups.
Guys, I want you all inside now. Yes, all is. Get inside. Wherever you live, go.
We were able to take control and were able to return the streets to some sort of semblance of order.
But officers weren't taking any chances, smashing anything that could be used as a weapon. Sarah Clark, 7 News.
A young man has died after a brawl outside a beachside pub in Adelaide. It's believed he was part of a group refused entry to the hotel after a day-long food and wine fair.
Distressed friends and relatives gathered outside the Ramsgate Hotel in shock, trying to find out what happened. It's believed the 25-year-old was with 2 mates when they became embroiled in an argument with bouncers.
I just thought it was just a fight. You know, someone was just they were just going to leave, you know. I didn't expect it to be like this, you know.
It's unclear how the young man died, but police will investigate reports hotel staff could have been heavy-handed.
Some males were being evicted. One of those males has collapsed and is since deceased.
It came at the end of a day-long food and wine festival at popular Henley Beach. Police have seized security footage. 2 men have been charged with behavioural offences, while one of the bouncers was taken to hospital with minor injuries. The victim's girlfriend is due to give birth to their first child in 2 weeks. Sally Moore, 7 News.
To Rome now, where the Pope has made a surprise public appearance from his hospital room. 7's Mike Amor is at St Peter's Square. And Mike, this was totally unexpected, wasn't it?
Yes, Chris, it was. Pope John Paul II ignored doctors' orders to rest. Even the Vatican was adamant to the last minute that he wouldn't appear. But should we have been surprised? This is a very determined man. Now, his appearance from the 10th floor of his hospital lasted only 2 minutes, long enough to give a blessing to the several hundred people who have been keeping vigil outside the hospital. His appearance, he appeared frail, understandably, at one stage touching his throat where he received life-saving surgery just a couple of days ago. This was an important statement by the Pope that he may be ill, but he's still in charge, Chris.
He, of course, wasn't able to lead Sunday prayers. Was that basically his message to the faithful?
I think so, and remember that he's led Sunday prayers for 26 years. Even after he was shot, he still was able to make it. And the Archbishop who stood in for him behind in St Peter's Square, just behind me here, had a message from the Pope that basically read, "Thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and please pray for me, Chris."
Mike, what's the latest on his condition?
Well, we're expecting another update tomorrow, but probably what we saw today will give us a best example of his condition at the moment. We don't know when he's expected to leave the hospital, but this is an important statement by the Pope, as I said, that he's still very much in charge, and it dispels those rumours that his condition is far worse than the Vatican is prepared to let on, Chris.
All right, Mike, we'll leave it there. Thanks for that. Mike Amor joining us from Rome. Prince Charles jets into Perth tonight after further inflaming the controversy that's raging over his impending marriage to Camilla Parker Bowles. In a new book, the Prince claims his British subjects have shown him no compassion.
With the marriage taking place in just 6 weeks' time, if they were any other couple, people would probably be very happy for them. But as if the wedding plans aren't enough to worry about, it seems Prince Charles is fretting that the public has been heartless about his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. In a conversation with the TV correspondent Gavin Hewitt, he apparently snapped, "All my life, people have been telling me what to do. I'm tired of it. I thought the British people were supposed to be compassionate. I don't see much of it." The comments were made back in 2003, but they appear now in a new book by the journalist. And the timing is particularly unfortunate as Charles battles for public acceptance of the romance. A recent YouGov poll revealed that Charles's popularity slumped in the fortnight after the proposal was announced. And a third of those questioned say they believe Charles's marriage to his long-term mistress would actually weaken the monarchy. It hasn't helped that the arrangements in the run-up to the big day have been fraught with difficulties. Among them, a change of venue from Windsor Castle to Windsor's Guildhall, and the announcement that the Queen will not be attending because it's to be a civil ceremony.
But continuing to capture Australian hearts is another visiting royal, our own homegrown Princess Mary of Denmark. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Sam Armitage, some scary moments for Mary on Sydney Harbour yesterday.
Good morning, Chris. Yes, Mary keeps winning these boat races, but I'm not quite sure exactly how. I think we've got some vision of this very close call. Mary's yacht yesterday on the Harbour Bell property, skippered by her former boss from her days as a Sydney PA, had a very close call, a very near miss, with a ferry in the middle of the harbour. Now, we're not quite sure if Mary was distracted, if it was still the jet lag, or perhaps she's just happy to be home, but it was a very close call, could have been a very expensive mistake for the princess.
I couldn't see her on the tiller there, but there could still be some trouble brewing in the royal household because Mary's beaten Frederick again.
She has. She won yesterday again. It was the best of 3 races, and she took the title again. She's being hailed as Mary, Queen of Yachts today, but she has beaten her husband in a similar race like this before in their wedding festivities. So again, she's beaten Frederick. Now, we know Frederick is a gentleman, and I suspect he's also quite smart. He's a very good sailor, but I think he knows it's wise to let your wife win occasionally, Chris.
Occasionally, you should be letting him win all the time. What are they up to today, Sam?
It's a very relaxed two-week itinerary for the royal couple. They're in Sydney today and for the rest of the week. They're going to have lunch with Premier Bob Carr and his wife at Governor Macquarie Tower. And then this afternoon, Frederick's going back on the water. He's got some World Championships off the heads with his Danish crew off Sydney Heads. I suspect Mary will probably quit while she's ahead. She's not taking to the water. She's going to stay on dry land and probably watch her prince this afternoon, Chris.
What sort of reaction are they getting from the Australian public?
They're getting an enormous reaction. They're so popular, these two. People just love them. Frederick's so polite and always willing to chat to the media, which is very nice of him. But it's really all about Mary this trip. The Australian public just seem to love her. Everyone is commenting on how beautiful she looks and how tiny she is, and certainly very popular royals. I know we had a story on Prince Charles. It'll be interesting to see the difference in the reaction between Prince Charles when he arrives and to the overwhelming reaction that Mary and Frederick are getting, Chris.
All right, we'll let you go and chase them around today. Thanks for that, Sam.
Thanks, Chris.
Next in 7's Morning News, we'll talk to this year's Chop Fest winners, then we'll head to LA and onto the red carpet at the Oscars.
Did you know dandruff and itching can lead to hair breakage? Choose Head & Shoulders, rated test winner by our American Testing Centre at removing dandruff. It also helps keep hair strong. Say goodbye to dandruff, not your hair. Head & Shoulders, Australia's #1 selling dandruff shampoo.
You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess a mister in between. Be positive.
Oh, baby, I love you. Don't be ashamed to say, oh.
Hello, I'm Maurice Stack. If you want a specialist for your legal problem, simply phone us at Stack's the Law Firm on our free call number 1800 19 1800.
Get Stack's for your trouble. 1-800 19 1800.
When you're on an important call, researching on the internet, or just can't get to the phone, Telstra's free home messages 101 can take your messages for you. To turn it on and to get your messages, just dial 101 and follow the voice prompts. Oh, and it's also great for when you pop out for a stroll. Telstra Home Messages 101. It's free. Dial 101 from home and follow the voice prompts to turn it on.
Want to know how you can be living on a tropical island for $25 a day? Find out tonight on The Great Outdoors.
Let's go. From touring through Spain on your very own Beamer.
To weekends away tailored just for the boys.
Discover it all when Toyota presents Australia's favourite travel show, The Great Outdoors, tonight.
It's something that's never happened before. The car will go off. Will it be today, 5:30 on Deal or No Deal?
A story about two homeless men has won this year's Chopfest Film Festival. It's now the world's biggest short film competition, and last night 100,000 people turned out in Sydney to watch the finalists do battle.
It's not the Oscars, but the red carpet on Sydney's Domain attracted a parade of stars. No Russell or Nicole, but the famous faces included Jim Owen, Gary Sweet and Jeffrey Rush.
I've been trying to get to Chopfest for a very long time, so I'm very thrilled to be judging.
The Oscar winner snubbing LA to attend his first Chopfest.
It's very expensive if you actually have to buy a ticket, and I'm a bit stingy to do that.
Sweet was a little more diplomatic.
you could possibly end up working with them in the future.
Well, hopefully, that's why I'm here. Try and get a job.
Founder John Paulson said the night made him feel like a proud dad.
It wouldn't surprise me at all to see some of the people who are competing tonight over for the big one of the Oscars or the IF Awards.
While for Ian Thorpe, it was a chance to show off his new look.
I just decided I want black hair at the moment, so I have black hair.
But what really counts at Tropfest are the short films and the lure of financial success and fame. 16 films were judged by a panel of celebrity judges and watched by a record crowd of 100,000. Australian Summer took out first prize, with Best Director to Luke Eve and Best Male Actor to Archie Michael.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone who worked on Australian Summer. God, this is the best day of my life. Thank you very much.
The film, about two homeless men, beat a field of 792 entries, all featuring this year's Tropfest theme, an umbrella. Sue Stevenson, 7 News.
And joining us is the winning director, Luke Eve, and Best Actor, Archie Michael. Firstly, to you, Archie Michael, you tied with your co-star, Bruce Spence, for the top prize. Now, you've both been successful actors for many years. So how significant is this gong for you?
Oh, look, I've never won a Best Actor award in my life, so this is the first time, so it's a monumental event for me, and I'm very, very happy.
Were you swamped last night?
Was I swamped? Yeah, I was. Yes, I was swamped by friends and people and colleagues, and what I loved is seeing the shining happiness in their eyes and their love, and it was a love fest.
So did you like it so much that you stayed up and partied all night?
I haven't gone to bed yet. We went to the Cross afterwards, and that was closed, and then to some sleazy club where they were playing 70s music, and that was a mind like going back to my youth, and that was great. And then I went home at about 5 a.m.
Right, well, it sounds like I shouldn't be asking you any more questions about it. Luke, what inspired you to make Australian Summer?
God, Archie and I actually made a film together at the end of last year, which was for Tropfest, and we got shortlisted but didn't make the finals. So we decided to have another stab at it, and the last film last year I wrote, but I didn't have time this year, so I passed it over to Archie, and that was the idea that he came up with. So we workshopped that for a little while, then got Bruce Spence on board, and then we kind of rehearsed it and workshopped it a bit more, and that was what we came up with.
So how many favours from mates were involved? You only had, what, a $5,000 budget?
Thank God that we won last night, because it's about time that I can repay some people. I've been pulling favours for years making short films, but I thought that was going to be the final straw, doing a night shoot from 7 o'clock in the evening till 3 o'clock in the morning, so it was nice that we came through with the goods.
Now, tell me about the trophy that you've got in your hand there. I understand it suffered a bit of damage last night.
Yeah, just through all the hugging and festivities and whatnot, some of the little pineapple bits broke off. But my girlfriend collected them, and we're going to try and stick them back on.
Excellent. And take it to Hollywood with you, no doubt. Are you going to go over there?
Yeah, well, one of the prizes was the Qantas Scholarship Prize. So we get a flight for 2 people to LA, and we get to meet up with some industry network execs. We haven't really discussed when or where and what's happening yet, but yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
Well, it sounds like you can both party. Congratulations, and thanks very much for your time this morning. We'll let you go home to bed.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, we need it.
2 very happy but tired Tropfest winners, and 2 of the Australian filmmakers who've already made it in Hollywood are among the nominees at today's Oscars. Louise Purnell is in LA in party mode and joins us now. Louise, first of all, tell us about our Aussie filmmakers who are nominated.
Well, like Melbourne filmmaker Adam Elliott last year, this year's Sydney filmmakers Sejong Park and Andrew Gregory could very well find themselves in the limelight. They've been nominated for the same category as Adam, the Short Film Animated Film Award for their movie The Birthday Boy, which has already won a BAFTA award. Now, the 2 are graduates of the Australian Film, Television and Radio School, and they've basically been living off their credit cards just to get themselves to the Oscars. So they haven't had the world's best dress designers throw clothes at them for this event, but they did say they would be taking a limousine tonight, and let's hope they'll be taking one home.
Now, of course, they're not the only Aussies with their fingers crossed.
No, that's right. In contrast, Kate Blanchett has been on a merry-go-round of pre-Oscar parties, dinners, appointments with hairstylists, and you name it. She's been a very busy woman. She's nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the Martin Scorsese-directed film The Aviator. She, of course, plays Katharine Hepburn, and she'll be wearing Katharine Hepburn's gloves tonight for good luck. And she arrived at a pre-Oscar party last night with Leonardo DiCaprio, who's up for Best Actor, Alan Alda up for Best Supporting Actor, and in fact the entire film is up for 11 nominations. And Kate says while she doesn't know whether she's going to win, she's just happy to have the support from home.
Goodwill is never, I never turn goodwill down. So if people are pleased, I'm very pleased.
Now, Chris, I won't spoil the result for you, but I should know in about 2 hours' time whether she has the Oscar.
Now, have any of the stars arrived yet?
We have actually seen the initial guests arrive. Of the more than 3,000 guests, mind you, that are invited to the Oscars today. And the sun is shining in LA, so there's no reason for rain to spoil the $1,000 outfits or expensive hairdos. In fact, we saw Laura Linney arrive first very early on, and she's nominated in the Best Supporting Actress category for her role in the film Kinsey. Beyonce was there with her boyfriend Jay-Z. She's singing a song from Phantom of the Opera. And you'll see the gowns tend to be aviator inspired. They're reverting back to the old Hollywood classic look from the 30s and 40s. Lots of long gowns and lots of diamonds, Chris.
And I've got to say, Louise, your frock and your bling aren't looking too bad either. Thanks for joining us. You have fun.
Well, thank you very much.
And just ahead of today's Oscars, Academy Award winner Halle Berry has shown she can laugh at herself. She's the first actor to accept a prize at that other awards show, the Razzies, which honour the worst movies of the year. Berry won a Razzie for her role as Catwoman in the ill-fated flick.
I never in my life thought I would be up here. With you around me!
George W. Bush received the Worst Actor Razzie for his performance as the US President in Fahrenheit 9/11. To business and finance news now, and joining us is Justin Smirk, Senior Economist at Westpac. Good morning, Justin. Some important trade data out this morning.
Yes, good morning, Chris, and indeed there is. Today we get out the January trade figures with a strong domestic demand and that really robust Australian dollar helping to feed our demand for imports. We think the trade balance there is going to blow out to around $2.5 billion. Not a new record, but still a cycle high for the trade deficit.
Quite a busy week ahead, in fact, with the RBA's interest rate decision and a whole raft of economic data.
There is a whole lot coming out. I mean, the key is the RBA announcement on Wednesday. We're looking for a 25 basis point rate cut, that's 0.25%. More importantly, perhaps, we expect them to stay on that very hawkish tone. One is that according to the economy growing faster than capacity, the risk is for further rate rises. Also out as well will be GDP numbers on the Wednesday, pointing to a little bit of a slowdown in domestic demand. We get current account information out on Tuesday, and on Friday we get house prices and housing finance numbers. So a very busy week.
How's the market looking this morning?
It's actually looking very solid this morning. We saw a 31-point rise just before I came across to do this cross, and driven mostly by resource sectors, which is still doing well on the back of those strong commodity prices. Banks are also doing well today. And we shouldn't forget the Australian dollar hanging just above that 78 US cents. So it's holding on to its gains that it made late on trading on the weekend.
All right, Justin, thanks for that. We'll look forward to the busy week in finance.
Thanks, Chris.
Next in 7's Morning News, sport and a costly win for the Blues in the Wizard Cup.
That's not
I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to get you back on your feet.
All Saints, special time Tuesday 9 o'clock after Dancing with the Stars.
Day and night hair treatment? What a dream.
Try Pantene Intensive Restoration Treatment. It repairs the look of damaged hair, then keeps protecting through night and day. That's the beauty of health.
Are you a victim of the space race? Are you fast running out of room to move? It's time to call Rent-A-Space, the self-storage specialists. Rent-A-Space offers clean, secure storage units in a range of sizes, so you don't pay for any unused space. You store it, you lock it, and you keep the key. Rent-A-Space self-storage makes moving in easy 7 days a week. Call now, and this month we'll even provide a free truck and driver. Why hire a trailer? Why waste time on multiple trips? Call Rent-A-Space self-storage now and you'll save time and money. If you're renovating, moving or between houses, call Rent-A-Space and ask for your free truck and driver. Just load and unload, we'll take care of the rest. And why waste valuable office or retail space on storage? For short or long-term rental, call now because there's a Rent-A-Space near you where your goods are protected by advanced 24-hour security. Don't put it off. Call now for our free truck and driver offer. Call Rent-A-Space Self-Storage and win the space race.
Ceramic Tile Market buy the highest quality tiles at lower prices, and they're instantly available. CTM. Sale on now.
If you're still not sure about the right broadband for you, allow us to make things clear. Right now, when you combine your broadband, home phone and mobile plan with Optus, you'll receive 4 months free broadband access every year on any plan and $0 installation for a limited time only. The choice is clear. Call Optus now on 1-800-500-111 or visit a participating Optus dealer.
Carlton is into the semi-finals of the Wizard Cup after beating Melbourne by 10 points at Telstra Dome. But the win's been costly. Skipper Anthony Koutafidis is likely to undergo knee surgery this week, while Brendan Fevler is on report for a late hit on Brad Green.
Carlton came out running against the D's, Chambers goaling in the first minute.
From outside 50, and the Blues start with a big boomer.
Eddie Betts then found space for the Blues second, and when Whitnell marked and goaled, Melbourne looked in trouble. Goals to Green and Johnson put the D's back in the game, but the Blues answered, Favola extending the lead to 15 points on the siren.
Has put it right through the middle.
Uze tried in vain for an early claim on Mark of the Year before Robinson ignited the D's with 2 brilliant snap goals.
Comes back to Robertson, and he weaves some magic.
Controversy in the third term where Favola entered the umpire's book following a late hit to Brad Green, tempers threatening to erupt. The star full forward later denied a certain goal after his mark was ruled to have occurred just after the siren.
One last chance for Carlton. Now the siren went before Favola took the mark.
Trailing by 31 points at the final break, Melbourne tried in vain to close the margin, but the Blues steadied to set up a semi-final clash with the Bulldogs next week. Brett O'Farrell, 7 News.
Sydney Roosters 5/8 Brett Finch will miss the first 5 weeks of the season with breaks in both hands following Saturday's trial loss to Penrith. The former New South Wales halfback snapped his right index finger while attempting to tackle Frank Pritchard. Then, in the next tackle, he broke a bone in his left palm. Queensland utility Chris Flannery is expected to replace him when the season kicks off in 2 weeks' time. Ireland has beaten England by 6 points in front of 48,000 rugby fans at Lansdowne Road. It's England's 9th defeat in its past 14 matches. Ireland is still undefeated and on track for its first Grand Slam since 1948. England scored first through Martin Corrie, but 14 points from the boot of Ryan O'Gara kept Ireland in front before a try from captain Brian O'Driscoll sealed the win.
Ireland's leading try scorer puts one more on his tally.
Ireland is now equal with Wales on top of the ladder. And that's got to be causing a lot of pain in England. Next in 7's Morning News, all the weather details, then Daddy Cool reunites for charity.
Top surgeon problem? License and registration, please.
Oh, no problem. Need license and registration. We're totally off at all. We won't do it again.
You should have seen when she showed customs when they asked for her passport.
Will and Grace, Wednesday, 7:30, followed by My Wife and Kids on 7.
Hi there, I'm looking for my husband. He's mid-30s, grey suit, laughs like a hyena. Laughs like a hyena. Not a kookaburra. A hyena! Yes, that's him.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Find it in yellow.
Need to shut out the sun? Find you can't bear the glare? You need half-price shutters to add to the value and appearance of your home. Half-price shutters are the aluminium roller shutter specialists. They just do window shutters, and they do them well. Call now for a free quote. No pressure, no obligation. They can install your shutters super fast with a 10-year guarantee. Call now and save $500 on your first 3 shutters. Half-price shutters. Get them on.
We've squeezed over 100 choc chips in each one of our choc cross buns. How do they taste? We've squeezed 100 people in here to find out. So what do you reckon?
Lube-mobile, get the whole job done. Lube, lube, lube. Mix the family car like a Formula One. Lube, lube, lube. Lubemobile.com.au. Lube, lube, lube.
Drift into a spa indulgence with herbal essences, with nourishing ingredients from coconut oil and vitamin E.
Have you been using my shampoo again? No. Doesn't matter. I've been using your boyfriend.
Herbal essences, a spa indulgence for your hair.
Taking a look at the national weather now, there's a lot of cloud over southern WA causing a few thundery showers. Elsewhere, hot northerly winds will develop over inland New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. And a high in the Tasman will blow moist winds onto the east coast, creating light showers. Around the country, mild and partly cloudy in Perth, fine and 34 in Adelaide, sunny and hot in Melbourne, up to 34 degrees today, warm in Hobart and Canberra, warm and humid in Sydney and 25, a few showers for Brisbane, 33 degrees in Darwin. Finally, Melbourne music fans have raised $500,000 at a concert to aid victims of the Asian tsunami. 10,000 people packed the Maya Music Bowl to see some of Australia's biggest names. They were joined by entertainers including John Farnham, Billy Thorpe and Cold Chisel. And that's 7's Morning News to now. I have updates throughout the day and we'll bring you more bulletins at 4:30 and 6. I'm Chris Barth. We'll leave you now with some more red carpet arrivals at the Oscars. Have a great day.
He's smiling. He's been robbed, his wife bashed, his son attacked.
I just as soon forget about it. I don't think it's worth pursuing.
Why would he be smiling? Gary Sweet stars with Martin Sachs and John Wood in one of the great Blue Heelers mysteries.
I'll be off. Sit down.
Will they wipe the smile right off his face?
Why not?
Blue Heelers, Wednesday on 7.
Tonight, the great outdoors at 7:30. This week's only chance to catch Desperate Housewives. Then all new Crossing Jordan at 9:30 on 7.
This program brought to you by the well-made and now very well-priced Civic GLI.